The Developmental Assessment of Young Children, 2nd edition, is an individually administered norm reference measure of early childhood development for children from birth through age 5 years and 11 months. It measures 5 domains, which are cognition, communication, social emotional development, physical development, and adaptive behavior. Today, we will be assessing our client's adaptive behavior domain. I'm going to show you guys how to calculate the chronological age for our client. So you take the date of birth and the date of testing. So the date today is 2021 and the month is April, and then the date is, what's the date? The 20th. And then the date of birth for our client is 2019, and he was born in December, and the month, or the day was the 11th. So you take the date of testing, which is today, and the date of birth, and you subtract those things. So that is gonna be a 9, and then you borrow from the year. And because you are borrowing from the year, you add 12 to the month. So that would be 16. 16 minus 12 is 4. And then 1 year. And so you're gonna want to break this down into months and then add it to the months right here. So this is a 12 plus a 4. And that's 16 months. And that is the chronological age. So, Miss Jane, I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions to figure out where your child is and her independence in self-care. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay. So, how is Lucy when it comes to like pulling off her own socks?
She does that really well.
Okay.
Yeah, she often does it after I finish dressing her. She'll just pull them off and kind of tug on her other clothes too.
Okay. And then how is she with self-feeding when it comes to finger foods?
Oh, she loves to like pick at everything really.
Okay.
But her favorite one is blueberries and all sorts of fruit. She likes to just pick at it and doesn't really like to use utensils yet.
Okay. And then how is she with eating textured foods? Can she chew it?
Yeah, she can do that really well. We started introducing different textured food like avocados and soft crackers and stuff, and she really likes the baby food.
Okay. How is she with cooperating with you in dressing and undressing?
She doesn't do that well actually. She often confuses like the neck hole with her arms. So she really just moves around a lot and doesn't stay still, and doesn't really help me when it comes to that.
Okay. All right. And then how is she when it comes to sleeping throughout the night?
She actually has trouble sleeping throughout the night. Yeah, she just wakes up a lot of times and has difficulty sleeping.
Okay. And then does she drink from an open cup or glass?
No, she actually still uses sippy cups.
Okay.
We've tried, but she just spills all over her.
Okay. All right. That sounds good to me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so now we're going to calculate our client's, Lucy's, scoring. So previously, we identified that Lucy's chronological age is 16 months. So now that we know that her age is 16 months, we're going to identify our entry point, which is item 14, because that falls between 12 and 23 months. So whenever we were interviewing mom, we started off by at entry item 14 by asking her if Summer was able to purposely pull off her own socks. She was able to, so we scored her a 1. And then we asked if she was able to self-feed herself with finger foods. We identified that that was a 1 as well. And then if she was able to chew textured food, and that was also a 1. So 3 consecutive 1s allowed us to identify our basal scoring. So then we continued to ask mom the questions in each item, and we asked if she cooperated in dressing and undressing, and Lucy was not able to do so, so we scored her a 0. And then we continued and asked if she was able to sleep through the night, may take one nap during the day, that was also 0, and then worked our way down and she scored another 0. So 3 consecutive zeros identified our ceiling, and because our basal and our ceiling were touching, we identified the item number 16 as our raw score. So Lucy scored a raw score of 16, which we identified at the end. Okay, so when completing the examiner summary sheet, we identified that Lucy scored a raw score of 16 in the adaptive behavior domain, and it allowed us, by using the appendices in the manual, it allowed us to also see her age equivalent, percentile rank, and standard score. Lucy's age equivalent is at 10 months, her percentile rank is in the 5th percentile, and her standard score showed to be a 76. These items indicate that Lucy is scored the descriptive term of poor, meaning that she is a little below her age, and it really just gives us things to work on.
Okay, Miss Jane, so I do have her results here, and it does say that she did score within the poor range. So she is a little bit behind with her peers, but I wouldn't worry too much because we have somewhere to start on, and with occupational therapy, we can definitely help her increase her development in this domain. So,
Okay,
yeah,
thank you.
thank you.